guys, it's Leslie here from the 7 Wayfinders. My husband Chris and I and our 5 kids have been traveling around the world full-time for 13 months. Can you believe that? Because I can't believe that. We are considered digital nomads and continue to work as we go. We've been in Asia now for over 7 months. That's right, family of 7 in Asia for over 7 months. So I want to tell you some of the things that we've learned about traveling as a family through Asia, especially a big family. First of all, it's crowded. No surprise here. The majority of the population of the earth is in Asia. You can see some serious crowds in Asia. In the Bangkok airport, we almost lost Harrison.
No joke, we seriously almost just lost Harry. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people here checking in Bangkok. And we went like 10 feet. And I was like, wait, we're missing one. Mom bells go off. Sometimes you just know something is not right. So thankfully he was about 10 feet away in a group of, like a tour group.
So it can be a little tricky keeping track of your kids. While I've seen a lot of leashes, no joke, that's not really my thing. So my thing is, talk to your kids about how it's gonna be, tell them it's gonna be crowded, hold hands for anyone under 6 or 7 years old. That's our policy. Next, one thing we've learned traveling through Asia, both in hotels and Airbnbs, is they're not really that giving on extra linens, okay? If we can get a crib, which is iffy in Asia, mind you, then often there's no blanket. Only if there is a Western kind of hotel do they offer a blanket. Sometimes you have to make do. We've used a lot of towels as blankets. So if that's important to you, you might want to pack that favorite blankie for the little one who's going to be in the crib, because that's something they don't seem to have a lot. Next, hiring a babysitter slash nanny slash housekeeper can be a really viable thing depending on where you're going and for how long. In Bali, we found some amazing babysitting services. We actually have a favorite nanny from Bali. So if you're headed to Bali with kids, make sure to let me know and I will send you Maya's number because she is amazing. But that wasn't the only place. In Bangkok, we were able to find a few fantastic babysitters. Thailand is awesome for babysitters. So think about that if you're headed somewhere in Asia with a lot of kids and you're not going to be at a hotel, or you don't want to spend hotel babysitting prices because they're going to charge you the same or more than you would spend back in the US. You've got a lot of kids, you're bringing a lot of stuff. Those airline regulations on the weight limit for your bags seem really intimidating. I don't know what happened, guys. I can't promise this is going to happen to you, but I will tell you in all 7 months that we've been in Asia, we've only paid 1 overweight fee, even though our bags are horrifically overweight, okay? They're bad. We're not talking 1 or 2 pounds. We're talking like 15 pounds each overweight. So no promises there, but I will say that Asia has been very forgiving when they see our 5 kids, and they kind of just enter this like no wait twilight zone and we get through.
We have entered the twilight zone. We have baggage force. When we get there and we check our bags, we're having bags clock in at 80 or 90 pounds.
No, I saw 70 at the most.
80 or 90.
70.
Story sounds better that way. 80 or 90.
He's a bit of a storyteller.
You know that moment in Star Wars? These are not the drones you're looking for. You will let us pass. It's exactly like that with the baggage. These bags are on weight. These are not the children you want to mess with. You will let us pass.
For some reason, we've been overweight every single time and have yet... Oh, okay. Sorry, got cut off by TSA.
By security.
Anyway, we've entered some magical zone where we never pay an over luggage weight fee. And don't tell anyone, because we're not trying to call attention from the universe.
They don't even ask. They act like nothing is happening at all.
We kind of assume that we have 5 children. We get away with a lot because we have 5 children. It's a hassle. But we also get away with a lot. And this may be one of those things. They're just like, these poor parents. I'm just gonna take this off your plate.
Also in China, they were really cool and just had a 20 kilogram per person limit, which meant that our family of 7, because yes, we're paying for 7 seats, has 140 kilograms. I guess that's like almost almost 300 pounds. Like, I could do some serious luggage for that. One of my tips for traveling with kids is keep your electronic time for the times you need it the most. Don't be using it in the taxi. Don't be using it sitting around the house. Don't be using it when you're taking a nap. Okay, you might want to use it for that. But seriously, keep your electronic time for when it matters most, because then you're going to get the biggest punch for what you want, right? The most bang for your buck. You're going to save it for the airplane. You're going to save it for waiting in line. You're going to save it for waiting for dinner when they're starving. These kind of things. In general, we don't allow electronics while we're eating, but if we've been traveling around all day long and that restaurant is taking forever, then you bet we're gonna break it out, because we can't handle it any more than they can. So just be mindful about the electronics. I tell my kids all the time, they're like, Mom, can we have our tablet? We're in the taxi. I'm like, no, you just arrived to a new place. Look out the window. They usually are a little rowdy for, 5, 10, 15 minutes. We have to throw out a few threats, but usually then it's fine. And we get to save those electronics for when we really need them. There are free things to do everywhere around the world. There are parks everywhere around the world. There are beaches in a lot of the parts of the world. They're all free and they offer all day entertainment. For instance, we're in Japan right now, and the parks are like the most cool thing that we do. Honestly, it's one of my favorite things here, and it's all free. The parks are amazing. So make sure to check out the free activities, because while you want to see a lot of the cool stuff, it's actually a great way to see a place. You get to see how the locals go there. Sometimes you meet new friends. It's really fun. So check out the free things to do in addition to the fun paid activities you want to do. Also, if you have a day where you've planned a free activity, it's okay if you have to change your plans. If you're too tired, if someone gets sick, you can just say, oh, well, we were going to go do that free activity, so no biggie, right? Don't stack your paid activities day after day after day after day after day, which I am totally guilty of doing, because then you're way disappointed when it doesn't work out. Lastly, a big one. People stress. I used to stress about transportation. What's going to happen when we get to the airport? How are we going to get to our hotel? How are we going to get to our Airbnb? This used to stress me out a lot. We used to pre-book these rides months and months in advance. I'll tell you what, we're way past that stage now. You're gonna show up to any airport and you're gonna find a taxi. It's really not a big deal. Taxis, especially in big cities and especially in Asia, are plentiful, okay? Our family just takes 2 taxis. It's no biggie. All you need is the address. And you know what? You're gonna save a lot of money versus booking online or booking through your hotel or booking through your Airbnb host. They're going to take a nice big chunk off the top of what you're paying, because they can, right? Because you don't know better. So I would not recommend booking transportation in advance. I think it's a waste. If it's included for free, great, take it, right? But don't worry about it. You're going to show up, you're probably going to find something better than what they would have booked for you anyway. We showed up to Japan not knowing really what to do. We found an awesome driver with a van and a little English translator. He was adorable. I loved him so much. And that was better than anything that our host would have booked. And seriously, 2/3 of the price, if not half. So don't worry about the transportation piece. Next, sleeping. Getting kids to sleep is such a big part of parenting, and that doesn't change on travel days. Sure, your kids are tired, they're worn out, they've had a lot of fun, but they're in somewhere new, they're in a weird bed. It might be kind of hard to get them to sleep. Our tips for getting kids to sleep while you're traveling: first of all, have a noisemaker. We take white noisemakers around the world with us, and they are one of our most essential items. We use them everywhere because no matter what, it makes that room sound the same, no matter where you are. If we've got a big highway out the front window of our Airbnb, if we've got noisy neighbors upstairs, if we have a restaurant downstairs, doesn't matter, because that white noisemaker covers all of it. So our kids go to sleep really fast. They're tired and they hear that and it's like, boom, I already know. In fact, if you can, start using it at home so that it reminds them at home. Also, sometimes we don't have enough beds for our kids. So one thing we can recommend, and we've done, is if you've got little kids and you've got a king-size bed or 2 twins that you can push together, we recommend a kid going this way, a kid going this way, and a kid going this way, and you can fit 3 kids in a bed. Handy hack. We put our 3 boys in king beds that way all the time. They don't fight, their faces aren't right next to each other. Sometimes we even do it for 2 kids in a bed. One going this way and one going this way. Another thing for bedtime, if you've been reading a story at home or if you read to them, that's something I try to do almost every single night. Whether we're reading from the scriptures, which we do a lot, or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or whatever our favorite book is at the time, kids look forward to that a lot, and it helps settle them down a lot to go to sleep. So we read to them every single night something. In fact, my boys often ask me to read to them while they fall asleep. Don't let that fall by the wayside while you're traveling, because it will make them feel so comfortable and at home. They're going to sleep better anyway. Next, darken that room as much as you can. Most hotels are going to have shades, right, on the window. Make sure you pull them down. Here in Japan, we found out the sunrise is 4:30 in the morning. I'm not kidding. I wish I was kidding. I'm not. It's insane. You don't know exactly when the sunrise is probably going to be. Make sure you make that room as dark as possible. If you're in an Airbnb, we have seriously, no joke, gone out and got tacks and taped up blankets or towels across those windows. It makes a ginormous difference. It can be the difference between your kid waking up at 6 in the morning and 8 in the morning. If you're wondering, do I stay in an Airbnb or do I stay in a hotel? Guess what? I have a tip video for that, especially while traveling internationally, because that was something that was really intimidating for me. So make sure to check that out. I will say laundry is the killer, okay? So check out why I say that and our funny hack on what we did with laundry. Hopefully this is helping you out. Big families, I love you. We love you. We're doing it. If we can do it with 5 kids, you can do it too. Whether that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 kids. Yes, I have seen families traveling with 8 children. Can you believe that? But you can do it. You got this. And don't let traveling and little kids hold you back. In fact, we highly recommend traveling with your kids because your experiences you're going to have are going to be that much richer with your kids. Okay, make sure to subscribe. Don't miss our videos. Check out our experiences around the world, especially if you're heading somewhere we've already been. Talk to you later.